Developing right now, a former Harris County deputy is on trial for the shooting death of an unarmed man. That shooting happened in the middle of a busy intersection last year. Part of it was caught on the deputy's dash cam. That deputy, Cameron Brewer, is accused of using excessive force.
This is the first time in 15 years a law enforcement officer in Harris County has been charged with a crime following a shooting. Matt Doherty, live downtown following this trial. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, prosecutors were only able to get through a couple of witnesses today. Things wrapped up here at the courthouse about an hour ago. Day 2 of the trial begins first thing in the morning. More than a year ago, 34-year-old Danny Thomas was shot to death in this Greens Point intersection in the middle of the day.
He had my back through everything, and he promised me he wouldn't leave me, and he didn't leave me. Somebody took him from me.
Eyewitness video shows what happened. Thomas was in the middle of the street with his pants down around his ankles and foaming at the mouth. He approached a deputy who instructed him to stop, and Thomas did not stop. Deputy Cameron Brewer fired once, killing him. After that, an internal investigation. In the end, the deputy was fired. Then he was indicted by a grand jury. Today, the lead detective of the special investigation into the incident testified Brewer never said he felt threatened for his life or thought Danny Thomas had a weapon when he fired. According to the statement the former deputy gave to detectives, he says Danny Thomas had what's called excited delirium. A paramedic testified that is a psychosis affecting a person physically and mentally. The paramedic testified it could make a person aggressive and possibly exhibit elevated levels of strength. The paramedic said it can make a person so hot they often start removing their clothes. The deputy is currently out on bond. If he is convicted, he could face the rest of his life in prison. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Matt Doherty. Elsewhere